Everything you need to know about Ape Canyon from 2019 can be summarized in this one bit of trivia from IMDb. Yeah, he's not in it at all, but we've seen other movies like Willow Creek that didn't have the legendary creature in it either, and it worked there. So does Ape Canyon work without Bigfoot? Let's find out. First and foremost, this is not a horror movie. No one dies, no one gets their arms ripped off. It's a drama. And really, it's the story of how one man loses his sanity. And that man is Cal. He believes in the beast and just knows that they're at Ape Canyon. I mean, why else would they call it Ape Canyon? He finds out about an expedition where he could get out and find the creature. But he doesn't want to go alone, so he asks his sister, Samantha, to tag along. When she says no, he tells her that he used her credit card and he got 2 tickets.
What?
Basically conning her into going. She's not happy, but she agrees to tag along. They fly in and get picked up by their guide, Franklin, and meet the other Sasquatch enthusiasts. There's Charlie, who spent all his bar mitzvah money to come on this trip, and there's Gina and Mark, who just started dating and thought a Bigfoot hunt would be a good way to get to know each other. They hike into the woods deeper and deeper, and at night around the campfire tell the story of Ape Canyon, albeit a condensed version. Fred Beck and the other miners were out prospecting and came across the beast. Then, later that night, they attacked the cabin. The miners fought back and the next morning left, never to return. The group goes to bed and Cal notices Sam is in a bad mood being forced to go on this trip, but she promises that tomorrow will be better.
Good day tomorrow?
Good day.
Your phone's coming.
What?
Money too.
And, well, it isn't. Because they all wake up the next morning and they were robbed by their guide Franklin. So it was all just a scam. Great. Even better, they need to find a way out of there. But for some reason, Cal insists that they just keep moving forward and go to Ape Canyon. Really? Just give up, man. And the rest agree. With no money or food, they need to just get home. But wouldn't you know it, they're lost. They keep going in circles and eventually stay the night at the same campsite they did the first night. Cal wakes up and thinks he hears something, but it ends up just being a bag in the wind. He gets lost, falls down a hill, and his sister shows up to help him. But now they're both lost. They fight a bit, as you would expect. It turns out that their mom died recently, and Cal messed up on the flowers at her funeral, just like he messes everything up, including making her go on this trip. Eventually they fall asleep, and the next morning a park ranger finds them, and they all go back to town. Everyone's all packed up and ready to go home and to just forget about all this. But Cal, he still has some delusions of finding Ape Canyon. His sister tries to stop him and to get him help, but before you know it, he leaves, opting to hitchhike. Eventually, Charlie joins in because he hasn't given up hope either, and they're picked up. The driver asks what they're doing, and they tell him they're Bigfoot hunting. Of course, he doesn't believe in the creature, and eventually things escalate to him punching Cal in the face, landing him in the hospital. He wakes up, Samantha greets him, she gets him a bag of chips, and when she comes back, he's gone. Come on, didn't she tell anyone to keep a close eye on him? Well, he doesn't get too far, and she finds him in the parking lot, trying to steal cars. Yeah, his obsession has gone so far now that he's gonna steal a car. But what's even more crazy is Sam goes along with him. Yeah, she gets into the car to prevent him from getting into any more trouble. But seriously, I know he's your brother, but you've done enough. He pulls out and right into a security guard. So that plan didn't work out so well, and now both of them are in jail.
I didn't do anything.
They fight and bicker back and forth. Sam realizes that her professional career as a teacher is now ruined, and Cal finally admits the real reason he's there. This whole trip centered around his need to be right and to prove himself to his wife, who has now left him over this whole obsession. So his mom dies, his wife leaves him, and he starts to spiral out of control. Instead of therapy, he decides to find Bigfoot. As luck would have it, their guide Franklin gets busted too, and is thrown into the same jail cell.
Hey, it's you guys!
But remember, he's a con artist, and he slips a piece of paper into the lock so he can escape later. They fight, Sam gives him a piece of her mind, and then he slips right out, leaving the door open for them, if they want to get out. They make it outside, and this time it's Cal who has the level head, and says to just go inside and he'll take all the blame. But for some dumb reason, Sam now wants to go to Ape Canyon.
We're going to Ape Canyon!
The duo make it to the woods and start hiking, with only a map to guide them. Cal climbs up into a tree to try to get their bearing, and he's spotted by a park ranger. They run, and Cal actually gets to see Ape Canyon in the distance. But then they're taken in, this time for good. He takes the blame, and Sam is off the hook. Cal hears some howls in the woods, and I guess that's good enough evidence for him. So he's happy. Like I said, Ape Canyon isn't a horror movie. Heck, it isn't even really a Bigfoot movie. So why am I talking about it? I don't know, call me a completionist. When I first started this channel, I had the goal of watching every single Bigfoot movie out there. I knew there would be family-friendly movies like Harry and the Hendersons, and I knew there would be a ton of horror movies, but I didn't really think there would be a Sasquatch drama. But here it is. Ape Canyon isn't really a bad movie, it's just not what you would expect. I liked the music, the cinematography all looked great, it was low budget, so I wasn't expecting the best acting, and, well, it wasn't. The characters were somewhat unlikable, and maybe that was on purpose. There comes a time when you would just give up and go home, plan the trip for another year. For me, that would have been right when they got robbed, but I guess he had to prove to his ex-wife that he was right and that these creatures exist. But that still doesn't warrant stealing a car or breaking out of jail. And Sam was supposed to be the level-headed one. There's no way she would have gone along with him as long as she did. But heck, what do I know? I could easily turn into Cal in a couple years if I keep going down this path. I say watch Ape Canyon if you like dramas, but personally, it's just not for me. I give it 2 Bigfoot guide con artists out of 4.
So why Ape Canyon?
Disney was closed.
We're here to see Bigfoot.